Welcome to Nerd Sports, where we discuss topics that provoke thought without any fuss. Team of veterans and a brave civilian unite under Angry Me Productions' guiding light. We are a beacon for those who seek audacious humor, unafraid to speak, celebrating freedom with every beat, exploring controversial issues, taking a seat, navigating life with intellect, not defeat. The Nerd Force always with us, never discreet.
We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 9/9 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Me Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives, week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. Where's it at? Well, give me the timer. Crying out loud. Hey, look at that. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Angry Faithful of all ages. Episode 175 of Nerd Sports is in your ear holes. It's feasting upon your pupils, your irises, maybe even the cornea, soaking this in a little bit. Welcome. We're going to be we're going to be shorthanded this week, which is fine.
Well, like I was shorthanded last week, it's no big deal.
Well, it was a big deal because, I wasn't there, and I kind of am the meat and potatoes of the show, so there's that. Hey.
No. What's upsetting me right now is
people don't tune in for you, dude. That's just they don't really tune in for me either. They tune in for Colin.
That I will totally accept.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. The basic fact of you're flexing because you have more hair than me. I'm still upset. You usually wear a ball cap when you're on air. You haven't been doing that.
So, to that end, okay, I have kept my hair regulation short for years.
I like how you regulation.
Well, not high and tight, but within regs, right? It creeps right up to the edge of that 670-1 kind of a thing. But for the last couple months, I was actually for the last 2.5 months now, I've just been kind of like, screw it. I'm not going to cut my hair. I'm not. I'm gonna grow it out. I was gonna grow the beard out long, but I
saw that too. You're growing the beard out and everything, and then
my wife told me it made me look 20 years older, and I'm like, no, okay. So how short do you want me to cut it? She's like, don't cut it off.
People think I'm like 38, 35.
Well, when I keep my beard short, people are like, you're not. There's no way you're 46. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's because my field of my field out there, the one where I grow all my care. Because we're still within 5 minutes where I grow all the F-bombs. It's barren. So, there's that.
Yeah.
But programming note, the beautiful bearded, can we say bastard? Because it's not necessarily a bad word.
No, we'll just call it the Jaka.
The Jaka.
Like that.
Yeah, the Jaka.
See how it just rolled off your tongue? The
Yeah.
Jaka.
The Jaka.
The
Ooh.
Jaka.
You'd even say that like with the French thing going on. It's the Jaka. The Jaka. The Jaka will be late. He will be momentarily delayed coming in here.
I can't wait to talk about the end of the Olympics. There's so much funny stuff that was
You
happening.
mentioned the word. I mean, is that off the algorithm list yet?
No. We just, what it wasn't that. It was me showing that video.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, fun fact on that, NBC deleted all of Raygun's performances from Peacock, so you can't view them anymore.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's the internet, so it's still there.
Oh, it's still there. But
that
back to the programming notes here. Colin will not be with us for at least the next couple of weeks. He has started driver's ed, so he will take this time to reflect, to garner some new material, and yeah, so it may be a week or two before he's back, but yeah. But do we have a weird sport for the week?
We have a weird sport this week, and I picked one up that is cute. It is so adorable. Check this out. Dog surfing competition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yes, I'm not using the music because I don't want to get us copyrighted, but they get the dogs out. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. The doggos. Look at that. Oh, that dude right there.
I mean, they're taking safety precautions. Oh, look at that. It has a visor and everything.
That dog is specked out. Oh, look at that. Like,
mohawk. Shark tail.
My dogs, the dogs that we have here at the house are
Queensland healer.
The dogs here at the house are dumb. They would not only jump off of the damn surfboard, but they would doggy paddle themselves into a watery grave.
Oh, well.
They would try to bite the waves, and yeah, my dogs are 10 degrees of special.
Yeah,
it's kind of a thing.
Well, we have a last bit of Olympic news that's been going around the interwebs, and this is all American. Okay, we talked about this like a couple of weeks ago about the pickpockets from the Olympics in Paris. Pickpockets didn't want to do it. They were like, hey, we can't do pickpocketing on Americans because, well, that Texan beat the crap out of somebody. Well, a engineer made a stacks, not just one, not just two, a stack of wallets that as soon as you open them up, they electrified the pickpocketed.
Nice.
Dude, they found the guy and they said, it's like, hey, we understand where you're coming from. You don't like pickpockets, and this is pretty ingenious, but you have to stop because there's pickpockets that get in heart murmurs or something like that, and they have to go to the hospital. And yes, France has free healthcare. So they're like, you're hurting our economy because there's a lot of pickpockets that are going in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was Eastern Europe. I can't do French. More than Eastern Europe.
From the back of the throat, right? Just like that.
I had to practice. Yeah. But yeah,
right,
that's the funniest thing.
So we're going to focus on Little League for just a second. Little League World Series just concluded. The team from Texas, the one that could, the one from Bernie, Texas, they fell short in their quest for a first ever World Series, Little League World Series title. They, Lake Mary, Florida, bested them in the United States Championship. Then they are supposed to play for third place. And I'll check on the status of that game here in just a second. But as a matter of fact, here, let me look to see.
Where is Bernie, Texas? I'm trying to look up where Bernie, Texas. Okay. I know. Oh, I know where it's at. Dang it. I know that name seemed familiar.
But Lake Mary, Texas, Lake Mary, Florida not only beat Texas, but they went on to play Chinese Taipei from the international pool
Okay.
and won it all. They did it in a walk-off for a first ever World Series, Little League World Series title for Florida. Winning that game, I think it was 2-1. And
Really?
then the consolation third place game, Texas fell again. That game was actually yesterday. They lost 4-3 to Latin America.
Okay.
Shut up. Anyways, I love how Siri just kind of interjects herself into the show. It's amazing. And yes, that is an English accent.
I do Irish. So
Yeah, well, you know. Well, then no, that is an Irish accent because if I'd have done like the UK English, which I did have before, she calls parking lots like car parks and things like that, and I'm just like, you could hear the extra L when she says canceled, and I'm not about that life because we handed the Brits that extra loss in 1812. So
yeah.
kind of stuff. So
college
go ahead.
football.
Well, I will get to that. We're doing baseball.
All right.
For fuck's sake, dude.
We don't have Chris to stop me from doing stupid shit.
When has that ever worked?
Never, but that's the whole reason why
Maria Maria has entered the chat.
It's his laugh is what brings me down a little bit, so I stopped talking for a little bit. So that and that beautiful beard, it just distracts me. It's like a cobra with a Dave, wait your turn. But it's like the cobra charmer, snake charmer.
Yeah,
that beard is like a snake charmer. The Jacka. We're calling him the Jacka for now on.
The Jacka. Although he might take a little bit of offense to it being pronounced with a French accent. I wonder what that would sound like an Irish or Scottish. Be like, "Oh, it's the Jacka." I like that.
Yeah,
like even better. It's aggressive but sexy at the same time. It's kind of nice. So, David and I were talking off air before the show. It had dawned on me the other day. I'm in the car with my wife, and I was just like, I just want to say thank you and that I love you. And she goes, "What did I do?" And I was like, "What? Like, you didn't do anything." She goes, "No, to get the thank you." I was like, "Oh." It dawned on me that during the month of August, I've so far to date this month alone, I've been to 4 live professional baseball games. 3 of them to the minor league team for the Houston Astros, Sugarland in Sugarland. It's an hour from here. Been to 3 of their games. Way better ticket prices. Way better. And I've been to an Astros game when the Red Sox were in town. Well, I'm going to chalk that up as to number 5 because on Thursday, technically still the month of August, I'm going to go watch the Astros when the Royals come to town. So, and it's just because I need to see this Bobby Witt Jr. guy in person, see how he plays.
Yeah, because right now the Astros are kicking it up in a high gear, starting up getting the playoffs. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about too.
They're going the direction I wish my Sox were going. I mean, they take 2 out of 3 from the Astros, go home to play the Diamondbacks, and get swept. And I'm like, oh boy, okay, yeah, that's
because we're in playoffs coming up season.
Well, yeah, well, the end of the season's coming up. So yeah, there's that, but let's look at the standings here real quick because it's getting to be that time of the year. Right now the Orioles trail the Yankees 3 games back for the East. The Royals are half a game back from the Guardians for the Central. The Astros have a chokehold on the division. It's actually 4.5 games for the Mariners. It's a 2-game lead for the
Guardians in the Central. I'm sorry, and it's a game and a half for the Orioles. So, yeah. Let me see here. In National League in the East, there's a 6-game deficit that the Braves have, trailing the Phillies for that division. The Brewers have a 10-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. Don't get me wrong. The Brewers still have time to fuck that whole division to hell. They can choke that shit away. Absolutely, they can. The Dodgers have a 3-game lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League West. So it's still pretty much anybody's game. I mean, the biggest lead is by the Brewers. And I mean, we don't exactly see a lot of headlines about the Brewers, tearing anything up. And it is what it is. Right now for the wild card for the playoff standings as it stands right now, of course, you got your 3 division leaders in the American League: New York, Cleveland, and Houston. The 3 wild card slots are respectively the Orioles, the Royals, and the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins are bringing up the rear in that 3rd slot. Behind them, the Red Sox are 4.5 games out from the 3rd wild card spot. So theoretically, could, but they're going to need a lot of help. So here's what I'm going to need to happen. I'm going to need the Red Sox to quit fucking around.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Toronto
and that's a 1-game makeup game. The Red Sox technically were supposed to be off today because that is a continuation of a game that was canceled prior to the 5th inning at Fenway because it was raining.
Yeah.
It's not good. Anyways.
Yeah, that just looks horrible for right now.
It does. Yeah. Like I said, I need the Red Sox to quit screwing around. I mean, they're shit in the bed right now. But I need the Royals to go on a kind of a shit streak right there. I need them to start dropping games, which is why it's important. It's doubly important that, and it pains me, I'm going to have to root for the Astros when I go on Thursday, just because.
Yeah.
There's
it's one of those things is you have to root for somebody to go in and destroy the other team. So
there was a year, what was it? It was back in I forget, it was a few years ago. Red Sox Nation found themselves in a very unique position, having to root for the Yankees during a game. So that way they could punch the division. After the Yankees won their game, Boston, I believe they clinched the playoff berth, right?
Mm-hmm.
The entirety of Red Sox Nation had to go bathe. It's like in the Jewish religion where, if you touch a corpse or if you're on your period kind of a thing, if you do something that makes your body impure, you have to go cleanse for 7 days.
No, yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah, there was not enough airline miles in the world to get the entirety of Red Sox Nation over to the Sea of Galilee, nor was there enough holy water in existence to wash that burn off. I think it's
what they probably should have done is got a super soaker, bless the water in the super soaker, and just spray and pray type thing. That might have either that or a fire hose.
I mean, personally, I spent that entirety of the game rooting for that team,
throwing up at the same time, weren't you?
But I was inside a ring of salt, so I mean that's why. I mean, I'm not.
I'm
not permanently maimed. I don't walk with a limp, but I still carry.
Did you have like a bucket right there? It's like, oh yeah.
It was like that scene from Ace Ventura when he figured out that Finkel and Einhorn were the same person.
Okay. Yeah.
You had the plunger.
Really get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Crawling naked in the shower, burning the clothes in the trash can. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally get it. Here's
in the National League. You got your division leaders, the Dodgers, Phillies, and the Brewers. The 3 wild card spots belong to the Arizona Diamondbacks, the San Diego Padres, and the Atlanta Braves. The team closest out from there is the New York Mets. They're 2.5 games out. They're in the same division as the Atlanta Braves. So the Mets have their work cut out for them.
The Braves just put in 9 runs And
Well, that's as we stand right now.
yeah,
So,
I mean,
but
yeah, you could always say it's
because
like,
the
these
Braves
guys,
are in Minnesota. The Braves are playing in Minnesota right now.
yeah.
So,
I'm watching like clips on that on X while looking at our analytics and everything. But
Mhm.
oh,
oh,
I got him.
all right.
Jaka.
Hey, gentlemen.
It's the Xhaka. It's the Xhaka. It sounded more like
Have you been
Austrian.
listening to us?
or
Because if you
Congrats.
haven't been listening to us as you're coming up, we're just gonna call you the Jaka.
The Shaka. Okay.
Xhaka.
Why am
The
I French
Xhaka.
all of a sudden?
I mean, initially it sounded like a French accent, but then I was like, no, he might get a little pissy about that.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Why would I be
you know,
mad about being mistaken as a stinking Frenchman?
I mean, historically, it's been proven that the way to beat the French is to scream at them. So, I mean,
That's true. Well, that and cross their line and shoot them in the face a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
That seemed to work.
Yeah.
here we're gonna pretend that we're gonna come straight through the Ardennes forest, but then we're gonna go north and just kind of come in and go, "Hi guys," be like, "I've asked the questions here." All right, so football news.
Dude, that Ireland game.
See, the Titans are going to be sending quarterback Levi Willis to the Packers for a draft pick.
I'm just calling it now. Cowboys, there's always next year.
Funny enough, the Cowboys and their wide receiver CD Lamb just agreed to a 4-year, $136 million extension.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen, that's good and all.
And Juju Schuster got cut
quarterback?
from the Patriots, and he's going back to the Chiefs.
Like I said, can we possibly get a quarterback that doesn't throw 5 freaking interceptions in a game?
no.
That'd be nice.
No, that's the Reddit.
You know what it is
I'd
the fact
appreciate
that Trey Lance used to play for the 49ers. I think that he was a mole.
It was a setup. It was the long
They were
game.
like-
It had to be
They
something.
were like, "Hey, Trey, here's the deal, guy. We need you to go fuck it up for Dallas." Like, what? Yeah, we're gonna need you to go throw 5 interceptions in a preseason game. And then he's like that Tyrannosaurus in Meet the Robinsons. He's like, "I got these little arms, and I don't think this plan was thought out well." Because like if he's not careful, he's gonna find himself getting cut before like Trey Lance relegated to the practice squad for the Dallas Cowboys. He's
Yeah.
asked for a release, and then in a surprise move, the San Francisco 49ers re-sign him. Oh my God. So that guy that's on TikTok that does like all the NFL skits. He was talking about because Brady was seen by paparazzi playing beach football with a lot of his former teammates. And so he was like playing the part of Tom Brady. He's like, I just want to check to see how you guys are all doing, because I'm going to be calling your games this year.
Mhm.
And San Francisco was like, how would you feel about coming to play for your childhood team if, I don't know, what their quarterback, I forget his name already, had a horrible accident and his knees were taken out with a baseball bat. And he goes, why would that happen? He goes, we can make things happen. It
Happens all the time.
happens all the time. Just adds Nancy Kerrigan.
An oldie but goldie.
Oh yeah, I mean that was
Wasn't that
reaching
a
way
crowbar,
back in the vault. Do what now?
Didn't she use a crowbar?
No,
No,
it was a baseball bat.
Was it
Yeah.
a baseball bat?
Yeah, it was a baseball bat.
It was one of those tiny ones so they could hide it.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you know what?
A little
Actually, I think it was a crowbar.
It was a crowbar or a tire iron?
Yeah. It
Man,
was,
Wasn't a
made
baseball.
of
I don't
two.
think it was a
I
baseball
think
bat.
it was a crowbar. It was metallic. It was metal. It was not a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And like it didn't hit her hard, like didn't take her kneecaps out, like hit her in the back of the knee. But still,
Not
Like-
enough to permanently maim.
I mean, Anybody back in the day who ever saw, um, what was her freaking name? Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding,
Yeah.
that saw her honeymoon video. That's a special kind of white trash, dude.
Did you ever see all the they on what was it, True TV? She started doing all those. It was that one show. It was just reaction. It was all these washed up. So Danny Bonaducci was on there, and Tanya Hardy and a bunch of other like old washed up comedians that they can't ride the circuit anymore, and they would just watch videos and then react to
You
it.
mean like
It was
ridiculousness
TikTok
with
before. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, she was on that freaking show with Danny Bonaducci of all people.
wow.
I
Like,
can't.
you know, for a while there, he tried to get clean, but then he fell straight off the wagon
Oh
and
yeah,
just became
you
a
could see it.
bona fide train wreck.
Oh yeah, it was it was pretty bad. I shouldn't laugh, but it
World's
was pretty
dumbest.
awesome.
Okay, yeah, world's dumbest. Thank you, Bell. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. It's
It's like the world's dumbest was on the show, and then they just happened to show a bunch of videos.
so we've got somebody in the chat. TTV the Max 2.
No, that's me.
Is that you?
Yeah, because hi everyone. Look at the Angry Mood production and then look at that. and it's-
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I just thought it was coincidental, but okay. But yeah. So funny enough, y'all remember when Belle was visiting me, right?
Mhm.
So we're on the way to the airport, and she tells me that there's this guy that
Mhm.
she had been seeing. Well,
Mhm.
this dude decided that he wanted to douche nozzling, right? Goes by the name, and Belle, I need you to go ahead and post in the comments. Is it okay for me to put him on blast right now?
Do it. Do we need to organize a hunting party? First of all,
No,
They
because
already got like 4 days
I
off, man.
think that this guy,
Oh,
I think that this
okay.
guy's problems are going to catch up with him, not his name. Okay, fine. Anyways, so apparently the day that Belle landed here, this dude decided he wanted to hop on some dating apps and start, wildcatting around, right?
Okay.
trolling the waters, as it were.
Yeah. Well, ideally, if you're going to cheat, you at least want to make it worth your while and do it with somebody hot, right? Apparently, that wasn't the case here.
What farm animal did he end up with?
It was a wildly populating breed of the Dependopotamus.
Oh,
Yeah.
popular and always ready for a ride.
Yeah, I mean, the scientific name is Coyoteus uglius. The kind of girl that you wake up in the morning and you realize that you took a pterodactyl home from the bar and you chew your arm off so you don't wake her up when you're trying to sneak out of the house. Yeah, that's why I firmly believe that club hours need to work on daylight savings time.
Right.
So that way when you walk outside, the sun is shining and you can see exactly what the fuck you're about to get yourself into. I mean, it can go both ways. I mean,
It's true.
That's
But-
why whenever the lights come on at a bar, when you hit that reach thing, it's like, oh no, now I'm
see,
ugly.
and it would serve, and it works on so. He never got off of them. That's funny. So, it would this theory works on so many different levels, right?
Yeah.
It would help with genetics, selective, breeding.
That's true. Like
Yeah.
it would improve the.
We would
genes in
reduce
general.
the amount and the number of stupid, ugly kids in this world.
True.
And by reducing the number of stupid, ugly children, we reduce the number of stupid, ugly adults. We can avoid idiocracy happening in real life any
Which
more
we
than it already
are.
has. We're currently living that.
we're only about 5 years away from full on just having a shot for shot remake of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Brondo, electrolytes, it's what plants crave, right?
Saying.
But so,
By
yeah,
the way, it was a
Bell pretty much caught dude red-handed, not like in the act, but it was you know those Facebook pages that are out there, like, are we dating the same guy? Are we dating the same girl?
Tell me that's how he got caught.
That is how he got caught.
Oh, yes.
That is how he got caught.
Whoever set that site up is just they're doing the
They're
Lord's
doing the Lord's work.
I'm
The
saying.
Lord's work. Yeah.
Get
So
that man a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Man, woman, whoever it was.
yeah, or just learn to not stick it in everything within a 50-mile radius. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, have you ever read like Marilyn Manson's book?
No.
Okay. A friend of mine loved Marilyn Manson. At the time, he was like gaga for Marilyn Manson. He read the book and everything. And in the book, Marilyn Manson says, like, you never have sex with anything within the same area code.
Yeah. You know, and I'm glad that you brought up Gaga, because I mean,
My girlfriend lives in the same area code.
isn't it kind of peculiar? Like, we've never seen Marilyn Manson and Lady Gaga in the same place.
This is true.
This is very true. But Marilyn Manson now is like a little bit heavier.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was
And
trying to throw
I
him.
think Lady Gaga has eyebrows.
That is true. That is
Could be
very
wrong. I could be wrong.
true. That is
wear one of those new, like, NCAA, you know, swimsuits, not a dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, though, it was a telescopic baton. One of those extending
It's one of
batons.
those asp. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What's funny is I was looking at the Wikipedia page, and it showed it showed the baton, but it was like the 1920s baton that the old
The old nightstick.
yeah, the old
Nice.
The old Billy Club.
I was gonna say
Like,
she got really jacked.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
brings back slapstick back.
Right. All right.
I'm gonna
So
buy one.
sticking with the NFL. All right. So yeah. All right. Before I get back to the NFL. Okay. So this dude proceeds to, in true narcissistic fashion, gaslight absolutely everybody that he's stuck his dick into. Like, I'm the victim.
Oh, of
You
course.
shouldn't have been snooping around. Blah, 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 blah.
How dare you catch me doing what I shouldn't be doing? It's
How
your
dare you make me?
Here's the thing, fuckstick.
fault. You see-
And the only reason I'm not putting your name out there on blast is because my daughter asked me not to, and I'm respecting her wishes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if you're going to choose to fuck around on somebody, make sure that her dad and her dad's friends don't carry a degree of lethality that you've only seen in Call of Duty. Just kind of putting that out there.
Mhm.
Because as far as the people that I associate with, the people that are in my inner circle, each other's families are family.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
if you think that you're going to lurk around, you're going to hang out in the chat, or you're going to watch us on tape delay, just kind of understand that I now understand why it is that you never made it an issue to even remotely introduce yourself to me.
Oh, she's saying that they
Giant
won't.
red flag right there.
Yeah, she's saying.
Yeah, the quotation marks. Yeah, we weren't together.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got
She
you.
was, yeah, they weren't together physically because she was out of town visiting me. So here's the thing: if that's the lifestyle you want to live, just understand you're going to step on the wrong dick one day.
Mm-hmm. One of these times, one of these women is going to lie to you, and she's going to be married.
Mm-hmm.
And old hubby hubs ain't going to be happy. And he might be
And it's my understanding that he's in construction. So you might just find yourself permanently attached to one of your construction jobs about 6 feet, but still attached permanently. The chat dropped by 2 people. Yeah. Okay.
Solid foundation there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So moving on to the scoreboard from the NFL. And by scoreboard, I mean Angry Me Production 1, Fuck Knuckles 0. Just kinda, we keeping score. That's also because there's 3 of us. That is a 4-6-3 double play.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, are we gonna do the bets starting out with this week?
No, regular season.
Regular season, dude.
Oh my God. It's like the 3rd time we've had to tell you it's regular season.
Oh,
We don't do preseason. We don't do postseason.
ceasefire.
Yeah.
Ceasefire. Before next week is the opening kickoff week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that regular season?
Yes.
Yes. Regular season.
Then why are
Next
you
week is week
asking?
one. Next week is well, I think he was doing it more. Hold on a second. Check your fire. Okay. I think that David was just verifying that we were still going to do that set event.
Yeah, but
And the
No,
bet.
no.
I
David,
gotta
the
set up
way
our
that we do-
account and everything.
How about this? We're not going to bet. We're just going to, how can we say this? Money that we, the 3 of us, chip in to the pot, along with any donations that our listener base may have, will go to a charity of our choosing at the end of the regular season.
I will throw some suggestions to us.
Jesus Christ, that was the exact
know.
same word what I've been saying.
David, we understand that. I was just trying to clarify for the listeners, not you, you silly bastard. God, fucking sky janitors, man. I'm telling you.
Fucking spare parts, bud.
Okay.
Are you done pissing us off now?
No.
Are you done?
No. I'm gonna keep this going on
Like,
forever and ever.
That's true. That's like 90% of your show.
No, it's because I'm retarded. I can't stop that.
You know, you can't hide behind your disability because the same thing that I tell people who are autistic, it's not a crutch, dude. It's a challenge. You being retarded, David, has got nothing to do with your ineptitude. Okay.
That's fantastic.
I hate you guys.
So to wrap up week 3 of the preseason, the Indianapolis Colts beat Cincinnati 27-14. The Bears finished a 4-0 preseason. Guess what, Chicago? You're in your miracle quarterback. Going 4-0 in the preseason doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's
How
the
many-
preseason.
How many times has
It just means that your reserves sucked a little bit less than their reserves. That's all. Like, really. That's it. The Jaguars beat the Falcons 31-0. It was Atlanta. Jacksonville, calm your tits. Come on.
Exactly.
The Dolphins lost to the Buccaneers 24-14. I'm okay. All right. And the Raiders and the 49ers, they finished up their preseason with a 24-24 tie. Let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders
Oh yeah.
into a draw with the defending NFC champions.
Did not see
Wait a
that.
minute. The 49ers lost a lot of. Did they lose a lot of players?
No.
No, they didn't. Oh shit. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they did not.
that-
The
good.
Panthers beat the Bills 31-26. Jared Allen only played a quarter. Let's not start sucking each other's dicks just yet, Carolina. Your team will still be eliminated from the postseason after the kickoff next Sunday. Okay, just kind of putting that out there. You are the New
You're gonna
York
make it all the way
Mets.
to the kickoff.
You are the Chicago White Sox of the NFL.
Oh, Oh,
Okay.
damn. That's
Ouch.
That's-
Ouch.
You can
hurt.
inherit your historic fastest 100 losses in a season in MLB history ass.
Johnny,
Whoa.
Yes, you're from the south side of Chicago. Shut the fuck up. Give me some deep dish and start dodging bullets. It's what you're good at.
well, should we treat people that bad? I don't think we should treat people
I
that
think
bad,
that-
Johnny.
I think that's
Maybe you need to like.
You know what it is with the Chicago White Sox? They carry pinstripes on their home uniforms. How about nix the pinstripes and quit being bitches? You're not the fucking Yankees. You're never going to be the Yankees. Lord knows I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm tired of hearing about the fucking pinstripes. Oh, we got 27 rings. Go fuck yourself. I don't remember seeing you suit up, put on cleats, and go out there and start throwing fucking jump tosses like you're Derek fucking Jeter. Shut up with your South Side having ass. I don't care. Come at me. Bring it.
Who
I
are
don't
the Kentucky Wildcats?
Yes.
I'll
The
chime in.
said sexual predator that vacated a spot from my daughter's presence is a Kentucky Wildcats fan.
that
What are the Kentucky Wild?
The University of Kentucky Wildcats. They are the sorriest excuse for an SEC football school. They are a mediocre at best basketball program. Well, at least when Coach K used to coach at Kentucky, they were prominent. They were perennial,
Right.
tournament, players.
but it was because of him.
It was because his coaching style,
Right.
and that's it. Nothing more, nothing fancy. Come on. You act like you were a team full of MJs and LeBrons and Kobe's all rolled into one. I got a hot flash for you. At best, you might have been a Scottie Pippen. Just kind of throwing that out there. Come on, guys. It's not a good look.
I mean, I'd take it. Pippen,
Maybe Scottie
was
Pippen is
solid.
giving them too much. Yeah, you know what? Let me retract that. Let me do this here because I need to do this comparison.
It's a LeBron James. Six by himself, he's got to have that supporting team.
Oh.
What?
Here we go. Coming in hot, right? Coming in hot.
So
Okay.
this is gonna be good.
The Kentucky Wildcats are the Elliott Williams of basketball. Okay, Elliott Williams is ranked 18th in the all-time worst NBA players after bombing out with Mike Krasinski's and Duke as a freshman back in 2008 and 2009. This former top recruit transferred to Memphis under then coach Josh Pastner. It proved to be a boon for Williams as he averaged 17.9 points per game and 4 rebounds as a sophomore. But he should have stayed in school because after being a first-round pick of the Trailblazers back in 2010, he missed his entire rookie season with a knee injury, and it was all downhill from the guard from there. Williams should have finished his professional career, or would have finished his professional career, averaging 4.9 points per game while shooting 42% from the field in parts of 5 seasons, including averaging 1.6 points on 20% shooting in his final campaign with the Memphis Grizzlies in 2015 and 2016. So to say that you are probably F League at best, and you know what? I hope you hear me trashing whatever it is that you loved. The Kentucky Wildcats. Come on. Really?
You know what?
Really?
You know what?
The only reason why Mom and Pa Kettle aren't allowed to start for the Kentucky Wildcats is because incest is frowned upon in the state of Kentucky. I know it's a shocker.
Is it really?
But it might be just a little off-putting for the rest of the nation and those audiences watching nationally broadcast college basketball games at home to see Billy Joe Clampett III running down the court trying to keep up with, I don't know, the Vanderbilts of the world with 3 fucking eyes.
Okay.
Imagine the depth perception though.
I know it's
No,
like-
okay. So Chris, how we had monocular nods, right?
Right. Awful.
You get those
Horrible.
high-speed ones with the 4 lenses on them now,
Yeah.
yeah.
and how easily those filters get burnt out.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Three
but I mean, when you're talking with a third eye, though, there's no filter to burn out. Like that's bioengineering right there.
Well, I mean, you imagine like the elbow if he tries to come in the paint, catches that elbow to the forehead, dude, he's fucked.
That's true.
Here's my thing. Why is it that like men or women that actually believe that a shitty team's gonna work out, they're shitty people too?
I blame NASA.
I mean, look at Cowboy fans.
No, I blame Boeing. The same Boeing that brought us the Starliner that's going to come down without its crew. That same crew that's still up in the ISS that won't come down till next year.
2025.
Yeah. I think Elon Musk is taking the cake and actually did he not put the sign on?
No,
But
the sign, I've got to put the battery. I got to put new batteries in the sign.
What batteries are they? Because I'm coming down there and I'll bring the battery.
Triple A's.
I'll bring some AAAs. Jesus. You know, I was thinking about getting him the 9 3/4 little light on too.
That would actually be awesome.
Yeah. I found one on
Here's
TikTok.
the thing. Here's the thing. The light. It's
I mean-
great in theory.
They ignored it anyways.
It's
Yeah.
not a day thing. Okay. It's one of my wife's more endearing special powers or superpowers. She can blow through a red light quicker than anybody I know. Okay.
No, that's all women.
No, it's literally the only place I can go from here is
No,
up
it's
because I
the old-
officially dug myself a hole.
It's
Because
one
I
of
know
the-
that my daughter, who loves me
it's texting
dearly,
right now.
will
Or,
inexplicably, without a shadow of a doubt, and in a heartbeat, throw her old man under the bus. She's probably texting my wife right now.
oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So
Johnny just goes, "Uh-oh. What happened there? Where's Johnny? What happened to Johnny?"
Oh no!
Oh no, we lost
it's,
friend. And I
it's
get
one of those things
It
where
all went wrong.
I got
it's one of those things where like it's like yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like where you're talking shit about Chuck Norris, on the keyboard, and like Chuck Norris was so badass, that he'd roundhouse kick me through it, and then like all the letters jumble up in the chat. Yeah.
Oh man, that was hilarious. But
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's how we're gonna work this. I'm gonna go down. I'm not gonna go down. No, I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna. No, I'm not setting it up on a tee for you like that, David or
Oh
Chris.
yeah, you are. Oh yeah,
We
you
are going to go through this list of games for next week.
Okay.
Okay. Game number 1. Ravens at the Chiefs. This is going to be a rematch of the AFC Championship game
Mm,
from last season.
mm.
I didn't really see a lot of positive notes coming out of the preseason from the Ravens or the Chiefs.
I don't really look at the like preseason as even games. It's just to get that itch that you can barely scratch, and it's just getting everybody ready and excited for week 1.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't anything preseason. Everything I was like, oh, I mean, look at this. The Cardinals lost against the Broncos for preseason. I still don't believe in the Broncos.
Right.
I don't believe in Fantasyland.
So you just gloss over the preseason like you do all the rest of your foreplay.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's even the play itself.
yeah.
True.
For David, it's all about post coitus because it's his unique ability to cover up the fact that he came when she touched his belt buckle.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, she hits the doorbell,
And-
and then he walks out with a towel. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, David tried edging, and I mean, as soon as he found that one video, he got it queued up and he's getting ready to go. The second that he popped the lid on that jar of Vaseline, it was done. Yeah,
Old
David's
school.
one of the unique people who can honestly say that he's never watched porn because he's never made it far enough to hit the play button.
Here's a boot. Boot.
No, I get to like, I get
Hey,
to
David looks at the thumbnails, and that's good enough for him.
yeah, that's good. That works. That's
Oh man.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But yeah, so Ravens at the Chiefs. I'm kind of wanting to lean Chiefs on this one.
I would have to go with the Chiefs too. I can't. It might be like a vendetta thing when the Ravens come out, but Chiefs are still the Chiefs. But you also got to look last season. Chiefs were really the first couple of games. They were still going a little bit, and then at the end of the season, they went really hardcore.
Mhm.
So it might be one of those games to watch just to.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? I was looking at something. Okay, yes, Bella. Okay, we got
By the time he types in POR, he's done.
I'm literally trying to do an episode.
So my wife just opened the door to the studio. She goes, "I do not run red lights." To be more specific, she is impervious to the color red and its effects on the normal human body. Is that better? Well, most people go, you know what? That's caution. You rush in where angels fear to tread. It just means you're brave.
Did marry you, so you're
No,
spot
hey, babe. And she walks away.
there goes Johnny.
Yeah, there I go. I'm going to spend the rest of the night trying to make up for that. Thanks a lot, Belle. All right, Chris, what's your pick on that game?
Bell's fault when you said something. That's what I'm trying to get past on
Hey,
this one.
fuck you.
Right now, who's throwing who under the bus here?
I'm not throwing. I'm being. Bell didn't say it.
Shut up. It's not your turn to speak, David. Jesus. Chris, what's your pick for the game?
I'm going Chiefs.
All right. Next on the docket, we've got the Packers at the Eagles. We're going to go through the same rigmarole that we went through
But
last
that's the thing.
year.
No, we promised ourselves that we were not going to do the emotional picks this year.
Yeah. So, I mean,
having said that,
okay.
this is a lose-lose for that proposition because
I'm going Eagles.
Fat.
Yeah, Eagles. Chris, you can make a decision.
I can't.
You can curse, so you don't actually have to say it.
I'm that's the best I can do.
Okay.
I can't physically say the words, but I will nod in agreement with the group.
Yeah. So next up, we've got Steelers at the Falcons. The Steelers.
Yes.
This is kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No.
You know, and I'm curious to read what it is that my daughter said that I said. Next up, it's going to be
Probably said exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I have a feeling there was zero embellishment.
Now we have a
because,
now we have a-
Belle and my wife, they speak woman, and it's like a whole other language, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There doesn't need to be embellishment because there's a translation issue here.
Right. Knowing my daughter, she probably just simply said, "You'll never guess what your husband just said." And then my wife would have said, "He said something about running red lights, didn't he?" And then my daughter
So
would
what I'm hearing is she has a guilty
my
conscience.
daughter would have replied, 100. Like she would have texted the 100, emoji, 100.
Bet.
Yeah. Or she would have said bet, yeah.
So the
I'm
Panthers
just
can
saying
say,
that she already had a guilty conscience, so she knew it's coming. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm trying to dig us out of this hole. That's what I'm trying to get us.
Hey, you know what? It's
Us?
chaotic.
I'm
It's
not
chaotic in the hole, and I'm here for it. Cardinals at the Bills. I'm thinking the Bills on this one. Oh, she just said I'm snitching. So again, see, I proved my point. She spoke woman. My wife understood woman. The assignment was there. So, anyways, I'm going Bills on this one because I'm not buying into the Cardinals.
No, absolutely not.
No.
They've been on a slow decline the last few years.
They have been. You're absolutely right. I mean,
ever since they cut, Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
God. Oh man.
And for those of you not in the know, maybe educate yourself a little cinematically here. It's Jerry Maguire is the name of the movie. Help me help you. Go watch the fucking movie, okay? All right. Titans at the Bears. I would love to see the Bears go down.
Yeah.
Especially on the Titans. But
are they still doing the team building? Because if they're still doing the team building, they're probably going to be the last our worst pick.
Well, apparently Caleb Williams is like the next incarnation of Jesus in cleats. So,
but it's still the Bears, and I mean,
the
they're
Bears.
not the worst team in Chicago, but they're pretty close.
They're really, really close.
So I'm taking the Titans over the Bears just because that's going to be my upset of the week.
I don't think it's an upset.
No.
Well, if you're listening to the talking heads over at ESPN, I mean, you've seen what ESPN's been doing lately. So
what do they know?
Yeah, fuck those guys. All right.
They still have Stephen A. Smith.
I would love to get Pat McAfee on the show.
Dude,
that
that
would be.
That would be a hard get, but
it would be a good thing that all three of us are at home filming this episode because there would be so much drinking going on.
Right. That'd be fucking awesome.
I'd pop the cork for that one. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I might even crack open one of my aging bottles of mead for that.
He might get your address or get he might send you his address and be like, send me one of those.
Oh, dude, I pulled out the bottle of cherry that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 of those left, and they've been aging for over a year now.
Ooh.
Oh, the urge to pull! I want to just let it mellow, but every day I get home and I see it on my wine rack there, and the urge is overwhelming. I am dying to know because it was my favorite when I bottled it. It was amazing. After a year of aging, I'm dying to know how much better it is now.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So next up, we've got Bengals at the Patriots. Patriots at the Bengals. Really,
I love the Bengals.
Cincinnati on this one.
Yeah, I love the Bengals on this one.
I don't
love the Bengals, but here's the thing: that game that I know it was a preseason game, but that game that last week's preseason game, Cincinnati did look organized. And apparently Joe Burrow was rocking some kind of like blonde hair dye. and he's going to let it grow out, and he's going to go 90s on us, and he's going to let it grow out to where he has frosted tips. I'm like, you know what? If he's ballsy enough to pull that off, I say
He's ballsy enough to win.
yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is I kept going against.
What is up, Colin?
Hey,
Popping in real quick to see how. Well, it's a train wreck. Your sister snitched on me.
he's in trouble, dude. You should see it. It's awesome.
Yeah. We without naming his name, because we were asked by your sister not to name names. We basically just kind of put her ex-boyfriend that cheated on her when she was down here visiting us on blast. So you missed that.
Twat waffle douche canoe.
Yeah.
You can always rewind it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could always go back. So there is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we're going over the NFL picks right now. You know what? I'm going to get Colin in on this, and I will pay for his part of the pot. So what we're doing, Colin, is every week during the regular football season, we're picking games individually, and it's basically for bragging rights to see who has the better picks at the end of the year. But all of the money that we get from each other and from listeners, we're going to put into an account, and we're going to donate to a charity at the end of the season. So if that's something that you want to get in on, shoot me a text real quick. After I'm done with the show, I'll call you real quick. I'll get your picks, and then I'm going to send them over to David so he can get them posted.
Yep.
That's something you want to do, by all means, go for it. Bell, do me a favor, as your first official duty, your first official assignment as super fan is get a hold of your friends, get the word out that this thing is going on. I think that we could probably contribute to the pot all the way through the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's get the word out and see if we can get. What kind of a goal are we setting for this donation from the show?
I was saying reasonable amount. It's like $5, but
I meant like a total, like a cumulative total at the end of the year.
Through the whole season, I think we could get up to 1,500. I think.
That's. Oh.
Well, okay.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll shoot at 1,500. Okay. We'll shoot for the stars, but I'm realistically thinking we're going to get closer to 500 at the end of the year.
Well, okay. If we do $10 each week, with all three of us, we're looking at $540.
How about this? The person that does that, so we do $5.
Okay.
Gangster Gaming. How did my name came up? Okay, I don't know.
Gaster, is that Gayster or Gaster?
I don't know.
How did my name come up? We didn't mention anybody by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, so the person, so the person with the worst picks at the end of the week donates an extra $5. So we do $5 a week. I think that's a little bit more feasible, right?
Okay.
We do $5 a week, and the person with the worst picks, the worst win-loss record at the end of the week, does an extra $5 that week.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Okay. And then any contributions that we get from from the listeners, we can, we'll add that to the pot. They're not going to be held to any kind of like standard. Oh, shut up. I swear to God. Here, I'm just going to take this off because I am tired of Siri listening.
Anyways.
Because I could get.
Well, I don't even know who this person is, so we'll keep on.
We'll call it this. We'll call the goal 500 because I think that's reachable.
Yeah, that is reachable.
We'll call it 500.
Yeah, that is reachable.
So donations from the beautiful thing about here, let's just do this here.
Oh, it's your wife.
What? Oh no, wait a minute, hold on.
Dude, did you just ban your wife?
The fuck?
That was not my wife. All right, hold on. Let me how do we undo that?
Oh my god.
I have what did I do? Oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the edits on this one. And oh no, I can't go through the
that was her. Oh,
no.
no. Oh no. So make sure I'm allowed to come down this week.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Let me see if I can fix this.
Yeah, fix it.
I'll fix it.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and figure out where whatever.
I just want it for the record. I didn't say anything. I am completely innocent. Just for the record, I want it out there on the record. I had nothing to do with this.
I'm not. I'm okay. Good for you for doing
Does
the
that make me the favorite now?
Yeah, I think we're both the favorite. Honestly, we're in an area. We're in an area that we cannot come back from, and I'm hoping I will text Johnny tomorrow and see if he's still alive. Honestly, that's
We'll get a proof of life.
Don't die.
We're gonna need the charity. We're gonna have to donate to the end.
I was like,
to be his hospital
I am in so much trouble. She goes on top of the comment about me liking to run red lights.
Oh.
No. I can't do. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying, Johnny, so bad, trying to get this back.
Hold on.
Oh man.
Oh, dude. Okay. This show has gone wildly off the rails, everybody.
This is worse than normal.
This is totally normal. Yes, it is. But
no, this is worse than normal.
Hold on here. Hold on.
We're at DEF CON 2.
Yes. Yeah, we are at DEF CON 2. General. No.
Oh God. Oh God. What does he know that we don't?
So if there's any kind of funeral services, I'm already gonna be there in the weekend. So
I might need to let me know.
Do I need to bring
I gotta take time off work to get over
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Do I need to bring a suit?
Just bring that shirt, that t-shirt that looks like a tuxedo, and that way you're covered.
I probably am. Yes, totally.
It's about as formal as you get.
It's like Jesus being front man for Leonard Skinner. It's like
it just feels right.
It's he's how does it go? It's he knows how to relax and how to party, but he's also very formal. Like he knows how to have a good time.
Yeah.
And we're all in the front row getting hammered. Come on, if you have not seen Talladega Nights, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm seriously, I'm trying to get.
No,
I'm in total see the settings. Okay.
She feels bad because she feels as though she ruined the show, and she
God,
really didn't.
No, by no means.
No means at all.
Okay, I don't
David,
have
don't do it from stream. Oh, I don't know.
We ruined the show.
Go into YouTube and go into the settings on our YouTube channel.
I did. I went to the comments, mentions, everything. I'm going into let me back this up. I'm trying to go to the live feed. Let me go here. This
Hold on
is
here.
okay. Let me. I gotta find. Okay.
Right, yeah. What you're watching, what you're witnessing right now, everybody, is this is Troubleshooting 101 live. Let me see here.
I'm almost putting her as moderator so she can fix this.
Who?
Whoever the guest or gamer.
That was my wife, dude.
I know it was your wife. Okay. I'm trying to.
Oh my god. I am so screwed, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna try to move on. And
Yeah.
yes, Colin, I did look at the I did look at my text messages. Oh my god. She showed up in there just to see us squirm.
Yes. No, not us. There's no us in this.
Do not
See,
do not
I
put my
didn't
name
ban
in
her. All I did was put her in a timeout. That's all I did.
Okay. You put user in the
And
time-
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
It won't let me undo it. Because all it's saying is go to channel, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, and add as moderator. That's it.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do here. She's like, "Oh, don't worry about me," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm definitely gonna worry."
Johnny's dead.
That's
David, after the show is over, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, we have to figure it out. So
Yeah, oh my god. Okay. Okay. If I did put her in a timeout, Colin says, then there's a time limit as to how long she has to be gone. So maybe it'll undo itself.
hopefully.
the hope that's in your voice right now. It's just heartbreaking.
I can still.
We all know it's not gonna be that easy for you. We just know it.
I am just. So
So I put together a really badass Gundam this weekend. And I'm working on the Death Scythe right now, so that one's almost done.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting on the weapon systems right now. Anyways, we're getting back to the picks.
I was gonna say, don't we have more picks?
We have more picks.
We got through ball.
We do. Oh,
So Panthers.
so I'm taking the Bengals over the Patriots.
I am also taking Bengals over the Patriots.
Yeah, Bengals.
Okay. Next up on the docket, we've got the Texans at the Colts. I'm taking the Texans on this one because, dude, last season was freaking. Where did that come from? CJ Stroud. That's where that came from. And he's going to have it in his. Tank Odell's going to be back from his knee injury from last season. He's got Stephon Diggs at wide receiver now. He's got an arsenal of weapons to throw to this year.
Yeah.
And their offensive line looks amazing, dude.
Yeah, I gave them zero credit. I had zero faith in them at all at the beginning of the year last year. and I was a convert by the end of it. So I am absolutely not going to go against the Texans, at least in the beginning. It'll be interesting to see how they come out the gate.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
So next on the docket, we've got Jaguars at the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to take that one, just simply due to the fact that the Dolphins played consistent football last year. The Jaguars, not so much. They pulled a Tennessee Titan-esque or Titan adjacent choke at the end of the year. They had a chance to not only run away with the division and did not, but they held a lead over the Texans, and the Texans passed them and then separated themselves from the rest of the division towards the end of the season. I'm taking the Dolphins over the Jags on this one.
I second that one. I don't really see the Jaguars going anywhere this season.
Same.
If they pull it out of their ass, they pull it out of their ass. But other than that, North Carolina's not really. Oh, see, there she is.
There she is. She's back. You know what? Unless I can, you know what? And that's on me. That's my bad. And here's why. Okay, Chris, you remember Roe? Return fire with well-aimed, accurate fire. Do not engage unless you positively identify your target. Right.
Right.
I did not. You
did not positively ID.
I am here to say at 2043 on the 26th of August, 2024, I, as the creator of this show, shit the bed. I shit the bed. I pulled a David.
Yep.
How is this on me again? How the fuck is this on me again?
You're the producer. You're supposed to know better, David. Why'd you let him do that?
It's fucking embarrassing, dude. I mean, right now, yeah, I'm 10 ply. I am the sparest of parts right now, and yeah.
That train outside keeps on blaring its thing about the excuses.
Hey, that's called a horn, by the way.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, who's running the train?
It's the excuse
apparently
train.
David's the caboose.
Apparently, because I'm getting rear-ended this entire time.
Well, the funny thing about trains is that they're the ones pulling up the rear, not getting it in the rear. So I failed to see where you were going with that. But that's a nice little look into your psyche, but never do that again.
So the Broncos and the Seahawks. I'm
Next
going
game,
with the Seahawks because
hey, you're jumping ahead. You're not on the same website. So maybe back off for just a minute. Slow your roll.
So when I go
to something else, come on. You've become an adjective at this point. So stop. Or it's a verb. You've become a verb. Stop.
What flowers do you want me to put on your grave? That's all I gotta ask.
He gets dandelions.
Oh, I can get some dandelions.
Hey, look, if I'm going to, in fact, get buried this weekend, David, I want you to make sure that they bury me in the front leaning rest so that way you personally can kiss my ass.
Oh, yeah. I have to part your nose.
Done and done.
I mean, at that point, just let the funeral home director pull out enough of my innards and fat to where I can fit back into my Class A's and just bury me that way.
Poor David. No, we don't feel sorry for David. No. Nay. We don't do that here.
I'm gonna keep this up.
Oh yeah, what about the whole Doctor Who thing? Yeah, thank you, Colin, for bringing that up. Yeah, because that's something that I want happening at my funeral. I want somebody, preferably with a British accent, wearing the last clothes that I had on as a living being, run in with a sonic screwdriver in their hand and yell, "Okay, this is the part where it gets weird."
Awesome. Yep.
Nay, as in N-A-Y anyway. Anyways. Okay,
have you never, what was his name? Oh my God. I forgot his name. He's one of my favorite, John Panette.
Yeah.
John
yeah.
Panette. Nay.
Oh, nay. You know, remember his stand-up bit where there was like a recall on beef. he goes to the priest and he's like, Father, they're recalling all the meat. And he's like, well, you could stand to lose a few meals there, you fat bastard.
Dude, he was the best, man. God, I loved him.
You remember Ralphie May?
Ralphie May.
Dude, my favorite bit that he did was he was talking about his retarded friend back in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Yes.
He's like, he got me fired from my job at McDonald's because I was giving him free milkshakes. And he's like, yeah, you give me the free milkshake, you know, and he's like, you give him free food? Man, look at him, man. He's retarded, man. I mean, come on. He's like, well, you're giving away free product. You got to go. And then he goes, hi, you got fired. Does that mean I could get you a job? You have an opening now. Right? Right in front of the manager, he just looks at Ralphie. He goes, don't worry, you come by on my shift, I'll hook you up. He's talking about, you know, those like, it was Fisher Price toys, the Weeble Wobbles, you know, the Weebles Wobbles, they don't fall down.
Weeble Wobble.
So they found one that had a football helmet and he took it off of the Weeble and they gave it to their friend. And what does he do? He puts it on his dick and he's like, look, he's got a football helmet too.
Dude. That's awesome.
He's got a helmet like me. Oh, that was great. He was like, man, retarded people don't know hate.
Nope.
Oh, Colin is wanting the link to the show. We
Uh-oh.
might get joke time this week. Oh my God.
Or he just came to laugh at you for how much trouble you're in.
Yeah.
It might be that too, but you know, hey. Okay. So now that the picks have gone wildly off the tracks, whenever Colin gets in, we're gonna get his 7 pick and get him caught up.
And then try to finish ourselves.
Then try it. Phrasing. Is phrasing still a thing? Do we still use phrasing?
No.
I'll just pop it back in.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Said your mother. No, it doesn't work there. Damn it! What?
Shut up, Meg.
Oh my God.
Are we bringing back phrasing?
I'm gonna find those sound bites, and that's gonna become a thing.
Yeah.
Over the line!
You could fill an entire soundboard just with Archer quotes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Okay, where we at?
We're waiting on Colin to come in. Oh,
So Raiders and
danger
Chargers.
zone. That's where I was, and that's where I continue to be.
Cookie down.
Lana, what?
Danger
You
zone.
fell. Oh my God. I love the fact that Christian Slater was such a huge fan of that show that he bought what is it? He bought a Chevelle. Just like Archer's.
Really?
Yeah. And as soon as FX found out about it, they were like, oh my God, you've got to be on the show. And so they wrote him as a regular character. Christian Slater is the CIA guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his name is Slater.
Slater.
Oh, and that cameo in Star Trek 6 that Christian Slater had
Mhm.
on the Excelsior, he's waking up Sulu. His mom was the casting director for that movie. So she's like, I know that you're a big Trek nerd, so I'm going to get you on this movie. He stole the uniform that he was that
I
he
didn't
took it
know
home.
about that.
Yeah, he took it home with him. And it was a uniform that Leonard Nimoy had worn in Star Trek 2.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my God, he sends me the link, or I send him the link, and now he's taking forever.
Oh,
Oh
we can get
my
back-
gosh.
Well,
Okay, yeah, we can get back to the picks. Okay, so here, let me do this.
How am I the freaking voice of reason?
That's how far off the rails we've gone.
What did I
Yeah.
say earlier? The sun shines on a dog's ass at least once a week.
At least once,
There you go.
and that's all I get. So Raiders and Chargers.
Oh my God, dude. No, we are Panthers at the Saints. Look at NFL.com.
I am, but I'm using. I
incompetent
just
Nate.
picked up the. I just. Oh, there he goes.
Not you, Colin. David, you incompetent nabe, you babbling boob. Oh my Lord in heaven. How?
I wish I could fight that, but let's get the show going.
Hi, Colin. How you doing today, bud?
How you doing, buddy? Doing all right?
Fine.
Told everybody that you started driver's ed. Let us know when you start driving.
Well, I
Well,
get my permit. I get the paper for it. Like I can go and get it Thursday. So
Okay. All right, cool. That's what's up. All right.
Make sure you schedule that shit.
All right. So we're gonna get you caught up on the picks so that way you can get your 7 picks in, you get up even with us, and then we're gonna finish them all out at the same time. All right. So Ravens at the Chiefs, week 1. Who you picking?
Chiefs. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't keep up with the NFL, so this is random pickings.
Just take a stab at it. I mean, you're going in blind like Helen Keller. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Chiefs or the Ravens?
I said Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Chiefs,
Okay. And let's see here. All right. And next up
All right.
is Packers at the Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we've got the Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons.
Steelers.
Wow. Okay. We've got Arizona Cardinals coming to Buffalo to play the Bills.
Cardinals.
Really?
I don't know football.
He's not
Okay.
saying not to. It's just
Hey,
surprising.
I'm not saying. Just watch. He's going to be the only one that gets that pick, right?
Yeah.
After that, we've got Titans at the Bears.
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Bears.
Go to Chicago. Go to Chicago. Stay for the or go for the pizza. Stay because you got shot. There you go.
Yeah,
Next up, we've got
Yeah,
we've got the Patriots at the Bengals.
Bengals.
Okay. Then let me see here. After that, we've got Houston Texans at Indianapolis.
Texans.
And then we've got Jacksonville, the Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Okay, now that we're caught up, we've got the Carolina Panthers at the Saints. I'm personally, I'm leaning towards New Orleans, and it's not anything to do with the proximity to the state of Louisiana. Yes, you heard me say that correctly. But I think that the Saints are going to put on a stronger product this year than they did last season. And the Panthers, I mean, let's face it, they're still the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers might as well be the Oakland A's at this point.
they haven't done a lot lately to inspire much confidence.
Yeah. So is that a pretty unanimous pick?
Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably one of the ones that you just want to watch. and see if the game is entertaining or not.
Right.
Other than that,
I mean, is that going to be dubbed week one's battle of mediocrity?
no, because you still got the
Great
Vikings and the
bottom.
Giants.
That's true. Yeah, that's true because JJ McCarthy, who was the first round draft pick of the Vikings at quarterback, went down with a knee injury. He's out for the year.
Yeah, I saw that. I
And
was laughing.
the Giants lost Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So week one's battle of mediocrity is Vikings at the Giants. Yeah. You know what? I hate to say this, and it pains me to my core. I think the Giants are going to take that one just because I think the crowd's going to get into it, and the Vikings,
Where are they
they're
playing?
going to be out of their element. They're playing in New York.
Yeah, I think you're totally right about that. The Giants might actually get up on that one only because of the basic fact they're playing in at the stadium. So
Right. What say you, Chris?
That's a tough one, man. I'm gonna say the Giants.
Okay. What about you, Colin?
Giants.
Okay. I mean, so far, Colin has been the only one brave enough to step out of line. So. We may have spoken too soon.
Right.
We've got the Las Vegas Raiders at the. I keep wanting to call them the San Diego Chargers.
Hey, when did they change?
Like I don't call it X, it's Twitter, and I'm going to call it Twitter even harder. But
Yeah.
like the Chargers, the Raiders at the Chargers.
I want to say Raiders, honestly. I know.
Because I think Justin Herbert, their quarterback, almost did it again. The Chargers quarterback, I think he left at the end of the year. I think he signed with somebody else.
I didn't pay attention to anything with the Chargers or anything because nothing really comes up anymore. So
yeah, let me.
Raiders, they're filling out their team a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was a misnomer, but here's the thing. For what it's worth, when they played each other last on December 14th of last year, the Raiders put it to them 21-63.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not.
That's where I'm getting my flack on that one because I'm remembering that and I still can't believe the Raiders did it.
So you're going with the Raiders, Dave?
Yeah.
See, I'm conflicted on this one. I really am because I don't know, man.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one.
That's where that's where my instincts are making me lean is the Chargers, and it's just because they're playing at SoFi.
Yeah, it's a tough one because there's part of me that does want to go for the Raiders because they've actually
they've improved.
They have, and they've had a decent showing in the preseason. And
But
last year they were not as horrible last year as
yeah.
I mean, they've been much worse in the past. I'll put it that way. I'm not quite to the point to give them a lot of credit, but
right.
I see signs of life, which is more than we can say for past years.
But David, you're going the other way.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to beat the Chargers because.
And Colin, what do you think?
Chargers.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have got the Donkeys at the Seahawks. Now, Colin, if you've been keeping score, we don't refer to the team from Denver by their proper name. We just call them the Donkeys because, well, there's that.
Because we can.
I pulled up the schedule.
Okay. So here's the thing about Denver. They've got Sean Payton as their head coach now.
Eh.
Yeah, be that as it may.
I'm still saying Seahawks because I will never say anything good about the Donkeys.
See, here's my thing. I know that we said this year we weren't going to do the emotional pick.
That's not an emotional pick.
Hey, let me finish.
I mean, last year, when one of the players goes up and says, "I wish we would stop losing," I'm not
David.
picking them.
Okay, and you're entitled to that. Here's why I'm thinking of picking Denver this week. Because Seattle is a shambles. Like their coaching staff is in a complete disarray. They did not draft well. They did not draft well. The quarterback situation, I mean, their quarterback situation in Denver is pretty solid. They got rid of Russell Wilson, and things kind of seemingly turned around for them. Now, I'm kind of looking at it from the viewpoint of, when somebody has a cancerous tumor excised from their body, they spring back and, they're pretty lively for at least a couple of weeks. Before the cancer got missed, it starts to grow again. But
It's still okay.
Okay, I mean, hey, like I said, you're entitled to that.
Yeah. But I'm no, just
What about you, Chris?
I still gotta go Seattle. I have no faith in the Broncos at all.
See,
Zero faith.
Yeah, I'm with Chris on this one.
Totally. Okay. What about you?
I will admit though, there's a good chance that I'm gonna get reamed
yeah,
but
there's always that chance. But I give it maybe, if they can start getting good players and everything, I give it maybe about 2 more years where they might actually have a
don't let yourself get all sideways and twisted here, guys. By me picking Denver this week is not an endorsement of the way that their season is going to go. They're going to have a shit-tastic season, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at best, they might finish 2 games over 500. That's, I mean, they're gonna go 10-6 at best, but they're gonna need a lot of help to do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just think as it relates to this kickoff weekend against the Seattle Seahawks, I think that Denver has a better opportunity or a better chance or a better probability of coming out on the right side of the scoreboard than Seattle does. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's all right, man. I mean, we all read fantasy books.
You read a lot of those.
Oh man.
And at least the ones that I read, David, don't have underage pitchers in them.
Ooh, that is hurtful.
Damn.
Hurtful.
I don't hear any notes.
You know what? No, let me clarify. I know that the algorithm's probably already dinged it. Oh, somebody said the word underage. David is not a chom. He's not a chomo at all. David is a stand-up citizen in this world.
Why are you fighting to get more words out?
In this world. I like how he qualified that.
Why are you fighting to get
the
words
fantasy books that David is a fan of are not necessarily fantasy, but they're more stat sheets from the bum fights from last weekend.
You're schmuck.
Okay. Here's the game where we have to try to resist the urge to make the emotional pick.
I don't have to resist anything.
The Dallas Cowboys are opening up their 2024 campaign at the Dog Pound against the Cleveland Browns. Now, will the Browns hold true and wear the brown pants? I think so. Will Dak Prescott throw at least 2 interceptions?
I think so.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, here's the thing.
Hold on. Will Ezekiel Elliott fumble the ball at least once? Yes. But will the Dallas Cowboys beat the Cleveland Browns? Yeah, I think they will. I think the Cowboys are gonna beat Cleveland.
Okay. The only saving grace the Cowboys have right now is they have a A-list defense team. That's it.
And they did nothing last year.
And they had a good defensive coach last year,
Yes.
and Dan O'Quinn left. He is head coach of Washington now.
Right.
Shit, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
That's not to say that the Cowboy. I mean, now the Cowboys drafted well this year. They're overpaying for Dak. They overpaid for CeeDee Lamb. Personally, I think that they needed to spend their resources elsewhere, beef up their offensive line, give their running backs a chance to hit gaps. Maybe draft or sign a tight end that knows how to block. Maybe invest a little bit of money in their linebacker core. Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch, they're both retired. Who do they have at linebacker? Nobody that I can tell. Doesn't mean that I don't have faith in the Dallas Cowboys. I think that they can beat the Cleveland Browns. Absolutely. I think the Browns, they're probably another 3 seasons away from, figuring out who to hire for their GM. But this week, I think the Cowboys can do it. That's my pick.
Where are they at?
I think if it was any other team than Cleveland, I would have to go against them.
So you're picking Dallas?
I gotta go with Dallas. It's gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be ugly.
Just be prepared to listen to Babe Offenberg.
Yeah,
with his, and there's another. We got to clean that up, guys. I mean, he's not even going to say the word fumble. I mean, or turnover. He's going to be like, "Oh, we got to clean that up on that side of the ball."
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a win, but it's gonna leave a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Clinton did it to Monica Lewinsky, so there you go.
Yeah.
All right, David, who are you going with?
Oh, we'll go with Cowboys.
Colin?
I can't. I gotta go with Cowboys.
Okay. Up next, we've got the team formerly known as the Redskins, the Washington Commanders, the District of Columbia Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they're going to walk into Baker Mayfield's house and try to say, what's up? Bear in mind, they do not have that head coach in the way of Dan Quinn. Their defense showed some signs of life last year. Dan Quinn's not going to take the reins of the defense this year because he's got head coaching responsibilities. But don't think for a hot second that he didn't have the last say so on who his defensive coordinator was going to be. With that being said, I do think that the Buccaneers are going to win that game. Mostly because, this is going to be, Baker Mayfield got that contract that he's been needing. Because, last year it was a tryout.
Yeah.
A long tryout for Tampa Bay or with Tampa Bay. He got that 3-year deal at the end of last season. So, I think this is going to be his, for lack of a better term, it's going to be his coming out party. It's going to be him proving to the head office that, and Bruce Arian, hey, you did good when you put faith where your money is and decided to sign me for long term. So I think the Bucs are going to take this one.
I'll go with the Bucs.
I agree.
Okay. Now Dan Quinn's going to get he's probably going to get his inaugural. Well, it's not his inaugural victory because he was part of that Super Bowl. He was in Atlanta. He was coaching for Atlanta when Tom Brady pulled off the comeback miracle. So it's not Dan Quinn's first rodeo as a head coach, but yeah, as far as his first win as a Redskins head coach, and yes, I said Redskins. I'm going to call them Redskins even harder. I think he's going to have to wait maybe a week or two, not this week. Next up, we have got, this is the last Sunday game. It's going to be the Rams at the Lions.
I'm going Lions.
Yeah, and here's why, because Stetson Bennett the fourth came off of his rehab stint, threw 4 picks in his preseason debut before throwing the winning touchdown against the Cowboys in the preseason. But I mean, that was also against the Cowboys defense that had by that point put in their 3rd and 4th string. So as far as the quarterback situation is going to be concerned, you'd be better off, throwing a handful of football cards up in the air, and whoever lands on top, name him the starter. I mean, their defense, no, don't get me started. Their defense is so full of holes right now. I mean, they're going to have their days where their defense decides to show up and act like they want to get paid. Or at least justify the paychecks that are furnishing their 2-bedroom apartments in the Los Angeles area. But, past that, I think the Lions are going to go out and try to prove something. Their head coach he's got a vendetta this year. And as much as I hate to say it, woe to be Dallas when that schedule comes up.
Yeah.
Dallas is going to get their ass handed to them that week.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Detroit is going to be coming out the gate hungry. They definitely have something to prove.
So, unanimous pick?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we had any deviations at all this week.
We did. David stepped out, and so did Colin.
You're right. Well, I mean, yeah, between us three. David was the only one that...
Actually, you know what? You and I differed. You picked.
Yeah.
Or no, actually,
that's right, because you picked Denver.
No, Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all picked.
So there was
you two picked Denver, or I mean, picked Seattle. Colin and I picked Denver.
Yeah.
Yes. I searched up the games.
Monday night's game, the season premiere of Monday Night Football, is going to be the Jets, JETSSS, Jets at the San Francisco 49ers.
Still not picking them. Just because you get that fancy little way to say it, we're going 49ers. I'm not.
David,
I don't give a shit if Aaron Rodgers.
I say that because it's fun to say.
So,
like
how many plays do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to break something?
I think Aaron Rodgers will make it to halftime this year.
Okay, yeah. That's a bold move. That's a bold move.
Well, I mean, that is until Bosch gets a hold of him.
Yeah.
So, he left, but I mean, he was like, "Be right back." Before we got his pick, we're going to be sitting here in a holding pattern, ladies and gentlemen. Sit tight, and we will let you know as soon as air traffic control lets us land.
So we can still talk football. Here's one thing that happened this weekend that was very, very upsetting to people. College Bowl in Ireland. Everybody was going with Florida and Georgia Tech.
That picked Georgia Tech was Sheamus from the WWE.
Yeah.
And Pat McAfee's show, and the pregame show where they were doing the picks, College Game Day, they were all hammered drunk, dude.
Really?
Pat McAfee spent about 85% of the time he was on the air this weekend hammered out of his mind.
That's a surprise, man.
And so,
well, he's not doing.
I'm going to assume that it's just going to be. And I know what they say about people who assume. A unanimous pick for the last game?
Yeah, we're all going 49ers.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here.
But that game was a good game. I watched the replays on that.
Yeah,
Dude,
24-21. Yeah. I mean,
oh man, it was you if you did not grip anything and crush it with your hands at that last kick,
right.
then you weren't a fan. You
Right.
didn't like you're numb to
Yeah.
emotion.
Well, technically, this is week 0, right? This past Saturday was week 0.
Yeah.
I mean, they had games that were playing, but as far as the top 25, Florida State was the only team that played. I've got the opportunity through vettix.org to try and attend a Texas A&M game this
Okay.
year, or a couple of them. Only thing is that they're on Saturdays that I've got Colin and his brother, and I don't feel like tossing them in the car to drive to 3 hours to College Station just to watch a football game,
Dude,
because that's going to be a long day.
Dude, like I always wanted to go to the Cotton Bowl and watch
The Red River rivalry.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
the tickets for that game though.
not even the tickets. That's not the downside. Okay, not the tickets. Tickets, if it's something that you want to do, you save up and you go do it.
Right.
What gets me, and the only reason why I wouldn't do it, is it's almost the drive back will be probably around about 5 hours.
Yeah.
Because it's back-to-back traffic the entire day. If you plan on doing anything the weekend of that game in that area, you're gonna be in traffic.
Yeah. Let me see here. I am sending you. Hold on a second here.
Can you
I'm
still
sending you the picks list. I'm sharing that note with you, Dave.
Okay.
So there you go.
There we go. There we go. And retrieving. Yes. Open. Yes. Continue. There we go. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of games that I would love to go to. The top game that I hands down want to go to every year, of course, is the Army Navy game.
Oh God, yes.
But now that Texas is back, now that Texas is back in the same conference as A&M, I want to go to that Southwestern Classic, dude.
I would. I'd rather
Classic game.
I know.
You want to talk about. You want to talk about like historic rivalry, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Historic proportions, right? Texas A&M, bro. You want to talk about the shit talk that will occur that whole week, and the bragging rights from said school that wins that game, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're not wrong.
Texas can turn around and have a completely craptastic year because it's their first year in the SEC, and they're going to get tossed around by people like LSU. They're going to get tossed around by people like, Ole Miss, things like that. They're going to get tossed around by Georgia, for crying out loud. But Alabama's not a sure bet anymore in the SEC. I mean, Nick Saban retired. His style of coaching out the door. Now he's got all those assistants that he left behind, but don't let me get down too far down that road of bad mouthing the Tide, because you get a bunch of Crimson Tide people with like 5 teeth in their whole head come on the show, start talking shit, and try to out scream us. And I'm not here for it. So
no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and I know I am, because the beautiful part about it is that this is our platform, this is our office, this is our place of work. You don't see me going in there and telling you how to clean up dog shit, out of the kennels from the back of the vet's office. So just maybe quiet down.
Yeah,
but I was rather indignant. I know, right? But with that Texas A&M game, dude, that is going to go off.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely going to go off. I mean, Texas is going to have a pretty difficult schedule. I mean, of course, the Red River game between them and OU every year. I mean, that's always a dogfight.
Yeah.
But you add the I mean, the reason why Texas came to the SEC to begin with is because of the money, right? And the recruiting. So I'm not saying Texas is going to have a shit-tastic year. They're going to have a decent year. They're not going to become bowl eligible. They're not going to make the playoffs. Neither is A&M. But
That's the bad thing about being a Texas fan is the fact that why did I do that? Is the fact that as much as you want them to win, you're gonna see them win some games, but there's gonna be some that are just like so upsetting. You wonder why you were a Texas fan.
yeah, I mean,
Because I
now
hear
there is an A&M game that I'm looking at though on the schedule is the one against New Mexico State. So is it a powder puff game? Maybe, but still, I mean, just to be able to go to Kyle Field and just to kind of experience that whole Aggie home game atmosphere, it to me is kind of mind blowing. I got to experience a little bit of the Aggie football crowd whenever I went to go see them at the Texas Bowl toward the end of the year last year. I mean, they were getting their asses handed to them by OSU, but Aggie faithful still showed up, showed out, and they stayed the entire game.
yeah.
So, you know, that in itself, I mean, you're talking about 110,000 people packed into one facility.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But you still have I mean, compared to NFL, honestly, college bowl games are a little bit more entertaining to the fact of you get those underdogs. And it's seriously a big time underdog.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely 100%. You're spot on with that. And the thing about the college game though is that you got guys that are basically putting together highlight reels to, show off for the draft to improve their draft stock.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But that makes for such an entertaining product. And then when you get to the pro ranks, when you get to the pro level, they're doing an enhanced kickoff rule package in the NFL this year.
Yeah, we went over last week on that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, it's like making the bases bigger in baseball. It's I mean, come on, man.
It's from what was understanding about it, it's more or less one of those things is because of the data they collect, it's more injuries happening on the kickoff than anything else.
Yeah,
Are we going to see a murder?
Oh no! Apparently, David, you don't have to bring a suit this weekend because there will not be a funeral. Apparently, so. So I mean, my daughter's going to have to wait to collect on her inheritance when I actually have something to pass down. So, kind of keep that in mind, though. But
I don't know.
But
that's the whole aspects of the whole dramatization of that, and I'm not saying this is just drama. I'm saying it's the way you make you feel when you actually when you watch college ball and you're following this player, and you basically see them grow up from college, then going to the NFL. Succeed, if it happens, if they succeed in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I hate to say it right now, but in the NFL, the GOAT, Tom Brady, if you see his entire growth through Michigan State, through.
No, he went to Michigan. Get it correct.
Oh,
He went to
okay. Yeah.
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, funny enough, about Tom Brady, fun fact: the shoulder pads that he wore his entire NFL career were the same shoulder pads that he wore in college.
I believe it.
I mean, obviously they replaced pads, but
Yeah.
the framework, same set of pads that he wore in college.
Did you watch? There's this documentary on. I think it's just the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's how they gear up.
Oh,
Or-
you're talking about Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Yeah,
was-
I haven't watched
It was
any of that.
years.
I haven't watched any of that. Just, I mean, I should because I need a good laugh by the end of the week. But
It was more. It was interesting because you go step by step of how a new player
Mhm.
goes in. They get their first day is it's hey, it's all about the equipment, their photos, how they're going to look and everything. And
Mhm.
speaking of photos, but it was just interesting of how everything goes along to the step actually how to be an NFL player. It was so interesting.
yeah,
Now saying that, let me see if I can get this without the volume being too loud. Hold on.
yeah. Because after you get done doing this, I
Yeah,
think
you
we're
gotta
gonna go ahead. No, we're gonna cover NASCAR real quick. Colin, do you have any jokes this week, or you just you want to skip your segment? Okay, all right.
Here's
go ahead.
one last thing. The Colorado School of Mines. They have it's okay. Their tradition is making the most messed up photo
Mhm.
for their debut. This is hilarious. Look. Let me see. Is it pulling? Okay. Don't do that. There we go. But look at these photos, man. We got that,
Mhm.
and
It just looks like handsome Squidward right there.
yeah. But another thing that's prevalent is the color blue because it's their team colors.
Yeah.
Half dreads, half. But they do this. This is their tradition. They make the most messed up photos.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
For the press thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of photos, real quick.
Yeah.
So there's a class I'm taking in school that I learned how to do like a bunch of like art stuff
Mm-hmm.
on like computers. So in the future, I could possibly help with like merchant stuff. It's like that's part of the stuff that I get to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's right. You're taking what like a graphic design kind of a thing?
Yeah, it's the principles art and AV. So like there's graphic design. There's
Oh.
editing.
You might get some help on the
There's
producing front.
there's
I'm fired.
like
all right.
I can put together animations.
Okay.
Right. Okay. That's what's up. All right. So we're gonna jump into NASCAR real quick, and so that way we can go ahead and land this plane. David, I mean Chris is gonna come back and he's gonna be like,
Where we all go? Yeah. What was it? Okay, this weekend was Daytona, right?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it
'Cause
was at Daytona. It was the Coke Zero 400. Now,
Okay. Well, hold on.
go ahead.
There was this. I sent you the video, but I didn't know if it because I got mixed signals and everything because I knew I was like, wasn't this week Daytona? But it was something. It was like a prayer for Talladega.
Talladega.
Yes.
Talladega.
Talladega. You said it.
Just say Dega.
Dega.
There you go.
But there was a prayer, and they were like, it was just the funniest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah, some of those invocations that they have pre-race, I think some of those especially the ones in Alabama. It's like, they kind of just throw them off a little bit just to mix it up. But
Yeah.
With the invocations, they do tend to be more on the heartfelt, serious side, just simply due to the fact that you are talking to the Lord. So, but yeah, it was the Coke 0400 this weekend at Daytona, the World Center of Racing. Harrison Burton picked up his first win in the Cup Series. It just happened to be the 100th victory of the Wood brothers and the 21 car. Harrison Burton's dad, Jeff Burton, is in the booth for NBC. Jeff Burton, obviously, he's a previous NASCAR driver. His dad, tons of talent in one little finger. I mean, the guy absolutely could wheel a car. But Harrison found himself at the right place at the right time, came out on top, and won that race. It was an overtime race, if I'm not mistaken. So, moving on from that, next weekend it is the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. That's going to be the throwback weekend where you're going to see a lot of throwback paint schemes. It's also going to be the cutoff race. It is the final regular season race for the NASCAR Cup Series guys. And so it's going to be it's going to be pretty much all balls out right now. Current playoff pitcher for the regular season point standings, Tyler Reddick took the point. Kyle Larson is 17 points back from that. Kyle Larson's had a couple of off weeks. He got involved in a wreck last week, and then yesterday, during yesterday's race, I think he did catch into some damage. He did finish the race, but he did finish a couple of laps down because of race damage incurred during the big one. And at those high-speed tracks like Daytona and Talladega, and even more now, so Atlanta, all it takes is one little mistake by somebody in the middle of the pack or at the front, and it creates a huge multi-car pileup. It's referred to as the big one. And at Talladega and Daytona specifically, it's not if it occurs. It's always a question of when it occurs. So, I mean, those cars are running so fast and so close together that if you could hold your hand out the window at 200 miles an hour and bump with your finger, just give it a little nudge to the car next to you, you could send them across the track. That's how aero dependent these cars are and how turbulent the air is that's passing over them in the pack. So that's why the draft is so important at these. That's why it's important to hit your shifts, hit your marks, find the good entrance, find the good exits to your turns on and off. It's all about really finding that all important, dance partner who's gonna push you better, who you going to be able to push better to get your way to the front. It's all about coordinating that pit strategy to make sure your tires aren't falling off, to make sure you're keeping up with the track. As the temperature on the track changes, so does the handling in your car. There's a lot of different things that go into it, and Daytona is one of those wild card races that they just kind of put there at the end of the season. And I mean, the same thing with Talladega being in the middle of the playoffs. I mean, it's a wild card track. Anybody can win. Even a non-playoff driver can win at Talladega during the playoffs and just kind of throw everything out the window as far as point strategies are going to be concerned. But Kyle Larson currently in second, Chase Elliott's in third, Ryan Blaney, the defending champions, fourth in points. William Byron, the number 24 driver for Hendrick Motorsports, he's in fifth. Christopher Bell's in sixth, and the number 20 machine, Brad Keselowski, moved up 2 spots to number 7 in the 6th car. Denny Hamlin fell 2 spots to 8th. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Martin Truex Jr. in 9th. Ty Gibbs in 10th. Chris Buescher 11th. Alex Bowman in 12th. Bubba Wallace 13th. Ross Chastain 14th. Joey Logano 15th. And Kyle Busch currently rounds out the top 16 drivers. Right now, as far as the playoff picture is concerned, Kyle Busch actually, as far as playoff points are concerned, he's actually in 19th place, 106 points back from the last place. They did. I don't know if you guys went over it last week, but we
didn't go over NASCAR.
The Austin Dillon win was disallowed by NASCAR. He still gets credit for the win on his career stats, but they made him ineligible for the playoffs because they felt that when he bumped Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, Hamlin, that it was on the more aggressive side and it was actions detrimental to stock car racing. I think it's a bullshit Bush League move. I honestly, I say that because you look, Joey Logano's got no problem putting the bumper on people.
Mhm.
Denny Hamlin himself will move somebody for a win. And I mean, and he will wreck somebody hard into the wall to get that checker flag. And then as soon as it's done to them, he's the first person crying wolf. Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano are both the type of person that is going to talk shit to somebody, get their ass whipped in a fist fight, and then they're going to call the cops and press charges for assault. That's who they are.
Yeah.
100%. There's a word for people like that. Simply put, bitch. 100%. And I will die on that hill. I honestly really don't care. I mean, Denny Hamlin can call us out on his on his actions detrimental podcast on Dirty Mo Media. Don't care. Bring it. I mean, yes, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. I don't race professionally. I don't race cars, period. I drive our family vehicle to and from point A to point B. But I mean, I have the luxury of sitting here and being able to look at the situation from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I mean, really, it's really only the true diehard fanboys of Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano that kind of go to bat for these guys. And do I think that Austin Dillon was he good enough to make the playoffs? The season would say no, but his win should have qualified him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano bitched and moaned about it, and Joe Gibbs Racing and Denny Hamlin and Toyota Racing Development threw enough money at the NASCAR officials to make their case.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill. I don't care. I mean, the one thing that we can say about NASCAR is NASCAR's, consistency is inconsistent. That's the only thing that they've been consistent with is the inconsistency upon which they enforce their rule book.
Why is that? Why are they only doing like certain things? Is it because of the popularity?
Danny Hamlin did get get a penalty. I think it was the week that he won. It was a couple of weeks ago. The way that system works is that the engine that wins has to get sent to NASCAR to be torn down and inspected before it can be rebuilt.
Okay.
Toyota Racing Development took the engine out of Denny Hamlin's car from Joe Gibbs Racing and sent it back to their California office to be rebuilt before it was sent to NASCAR. Toyota TRD seemingly came to the realization that they screwed the pooch, self-reported themselves, hoping that would, buy them a little leniency. Denny Hamlin was docked 10 playoff points, 75 driver points. I think his crew chief was fined. I think Joe Gibbs Racing was fined. There was some pretty substantial monetary fines handed out. But I mean that's just something that obviously you can't kind of sweep under the rug, because now there's no way to tell that whether or not Toyota Racing Development had anything extra in that engine. I mean, there's no way that they can tell. So, I mean, it's you can't prosecute a murder without without a body kind of a thing. I mean, I know theoretically you can, but still, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it is a lot harder.
But right now, the top 16 drivers going into the playoffs, you got Kyle Larson with 4 wins at the top spot, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin in 6th position with 3 wins. We've got Chase Elliott. Every driver down until we get to 14th spot. Each of these drivers that I'm about to name off have one win each. It's Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, and Harrison Burton joining that list Saturday night at Daytona. Then we've got 14th as Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs at 15th, and Chris Buescher rounding out the top 16 drivers. 21 points to the good side of the cutoff line. So look for a lot of maneuvering, Bubba Wallace is in 17th at 21 points under the cut line. He will drive dirty to save his ass.
I bet he will. And
So
we've already,
yeah, look for Bubba Wallace to specifically look out. I mean, he will hunt down Chris Buescher, and he will put Chris Buescher in the wall. He will end Chris Buescher's night at Darlington if he has the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
And he'll get away with it too, because one, it's Bubba Wallace, and anything Bubba Wallace can do is wrong in the eyes of NASCAR. And
what's sad is we've
TR,
seen
Toyota Development Racing and 2311 Racing will throw money at the problem, make it go away.
It was a sham.
Yeah, but I think Kyle Busch actually, if he wins, he's got at this point he's 106 points under the cut line in 19th position. As far as the playoff picture is concerned, if Kyle Busch wants to get into the playoffs, he's going to have to race his way in. He's going to have to win to get in. He's going to have an outstanding, and I mean an outstanding race. Look for Kyle Larson to have a bounce back week, though. Not only, I think he's going to finish in the top 3. I think he's going to show up to Darlington. They're going to unload fast, and he's going to put that car in victory lane. That's my prediction for it. He's going to win the Darlington race next weekend, and he's going to go into the regular season winning the regular season championship over Tyler Reddick, and he's going to have all those bonus points going into the first round of the playoffs for the round of 16.
Okay.
But that race next week is going to be it's like I said, it's in Darlington, South Carolina. It's a 367 lap affair, 501.322 miles. It's going to be on the USA Network, which is also going to be simulcast on Peacock. It's going to be on the Motor Racing Network, so you can catch that on your local stations or the SiriusXM NASCAR Channel 90 or your SiriusXM app on your mobile device or tablets or laptops, computers. But that's definitely going to be a cool race to watch. Just if anything else, just to kind of look at the paint schemes to see what the teams bring. Because this is one of these quote unquote crown jewel events. Everybody wants to win the Southern 500 just because it's such a throwback race. But I look for not necessarily all of Hendrick Motorsports to bounce back big, but I definitely look for Kyle Larson to come out on a mission, and he's going to put some people a lap down. But Chris, to kind of catch you up, the last pick was for us. It was the Jets at the Niners. I'm assuming that we're going to all pick the Niners.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I went ahead and just went out on a limb there and put that down as your pick. We went over college football, talked about how Pat McAfee spent about 98% of the time on the air with ESPN drunk this weekend, and how Sheamus from the WWE was the only person to pick Georgia Tech to win, and that's because their place kicker is Irish. So, yeah,
I mean, he won the game, so it.
Yeah, he did. He did. He definitely had a few rounds bought for him that night. So
yeah.
Yeah. So episode 175 is fixing to go in the books. Everybody, you got to laugh, you got to cry, you got to point fingers and ridicule me as I shit the bed, stepped on my dick. I accidentally banned my wife from the comment section for about 5 minutes there. She had into the office to tell me that I'm not in trouble. So David will not have to attend a funeral this weekend when he comes to visit. Next on the docket, Chris, you're going to have to come down and visit again. Just, on a long weekend or something. But yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, all in all, get to see the raw, unfiltered, very human side of the show this week. So I'm calling that a victory. What do you guys think? I think overall.
And hopefully we can get our fifth wheel back onto the thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
Our Russian cohort is MIA this week. He is going to be assuming a more of a
background role.
more of an off-camera kind of a producer role. for the show. So hopefully, we'll have at least a more semi-polished look to us. I do applaud the work that David has put in over these last 175 episodes. But we're gonna. I think it's time that we're gonna let the chips fall where they may. We're gonna see what Max can do with the appearance, and we can go from there. So that way, it'll enable David to more aptly and accurately focus on the conversation instead of trying to jump the shark and move 3 segments ahead while we're still trying to do the intro.
Well, if you send me the segment, I won't be freaking that bad.
This is
You know the routine. You know the
the
schedule every week. Weird sport, baseball, football, NASCAR. Before we do NASCAR, we always bring Colin in. Then we do NASCAR, and then after that, if we have any time for gaming news, we do that. And speaking of gaming news, this is one little last caveat here. I just had to throw that first sergeant word in there. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be purchasing an original Xbox for $60.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, I'm going OG, dude.
dude, you'll be able to play Jade Empire.
Yeah.
I miss that game. Did you ever play that one?
You're muted, Colin.
Whoops.
What were you saying?
I was saying there's so much gaming news for this year, and it's like all of it comes out in October.
Yeah,
So
I looked at
what
that.
we'll do is next week we'll kind of dial back on. I mean, we'll dial back as much as we can, but we're going to definitely donate. We're definitely going to not necessarily donate, but we're going to devote a good portion of the show next week to gaming news and things like that. So
I got some. I've been
Star
keeping
Wars
up with a lot of the
Outlaws,
gaming news.
yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws will be out by that time, and
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Outlaws is going to be for right now until Dave Filoni can kind of figure out what he's going to do with the Star Wars universe over there at Disney to right the ship. That's going to be their saving. Honestly, and I'm saying this, that's going to be Star Wars' saving grace for a little while.
Absolutely, Dave Filoni is the absolute perfect person to get things back on track.
Right, but
literally,
he's got to. I mean, until he gets things back on track, I do not envy his job of unfucking the Kathleen Kennedy chapter.
As long as
Is she fired finally?
everybody stands
No,
back
she's
and
not.
lets him do his thing.
Yeah,
And that's what I worry, that Kathleen is still going to try to keep her hands on.
well, Disney canceled The Acolyte after season 1, and then apparently some fans that were butthurt, and we can tell which color hair they have. There was about 15,000 signatures that miraculously and magically,
It was
force appeared. They were force rejected onto a petition for season 2. Season 2 is not happening.
No.
In my opinion,
Disney looked
it
at the
was
loss that they took on that.
$180 million.
Yeah, that's how
And
much they lost.
That
in
was how
my,
much it cost.
in my
And they
opinion,
not recovered.
the best thing Disney has ever done with Star Wars is that the little
Phineas and
spin-off.
Ferb.
No, no. The second best thing they've ever done with Star Wars is, that spin-off show where they had a bunch of animational companies create an episode.
Oh, the Star Wars anime.
Yeah, dude.
That was
The episode that was animated by Studio Trigger, which animates
That's the
a
one
lot of.
with the Ronin.
No, it was the episode where it was the sister and the brother, and they were fighting each other.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio Trigger animates one of my favorite animes ever, called Kill la Kill. And when they did Star Wars, it was perfect. It was so cool. It was so beautiful looking. I'm a real animational nerd, so.
Yeah. So next week, programming note, just kind of be aware, we are going to spend a considerable amount of time talking about gaming news. So if that's not your thing, too bad. Stick around. Whatever. I mean, you knew what you signed up for when you subscribed to our channel. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Colin Skelton.
And you have been indentured. You have become privy. I would almost say that you've been abducted, drugged, and abused, and left on the side of a highway like the Bang Bus. But in the immortal words of the late, great pirate bearded clam, scissor me timbers. Arr.